Hello, what is up guys? Arm here today, back with another Black Desert video. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the skill add-on system in Black Desert, basically targeted for a completely new player that has no idea what it is, but maybe if you're a more veteran or experienced player, you will find something useful from this video as well. Anyway, real quick before we get into the skill add-on system, if you're new to Black Desert, new to the channel, or enjoy the content on the channel, please consider subscribing. We have finally hit 20k and we are now moving on to the target of 25k, so thank you everyone who has subscribed and helped me to reach that milestone. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/evildousarm for all live streams. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it and let's start talking about the skill add-on system. So the skill add-on system unlocks at level 50. You have to be level 50 to unlock this system. Once you unlock it, basically what it does is let you augment certain skills in your kit to give them different bonuses, additional damage, or other effects. These effects can be targeted for PvE as well as PvP, and you will likely have to switch between the two depending on what content you're doing based on your class. But to get started with the skill add-on system, you're going to need to navigate to a skill instructor located in any major city. So the one in Velia is Takros right up here. We visit him all of the time. But in order to find a skill instructor, click the hourglass or the eyeglass up in the top corner. Look for the skill instructor icon. It is the very first one. It will place a waypoint to the closest skill instructor to you. After you arrive at the skill instructor, go ahead and talk to them and click the skill add-on option. It will be all the way to the right before you get to escape or exit. From here, you will see the whole skill add-on menu. So like I said, at level 50, you will unlock your very first skill that you can do add-ons with. Then 52, 54, 56, 58, and level 60. Your first three skills that you do for skill add-ons need to be from your pre-awakening kit. They need to be on that pre-awakening skill set. The next skills, whether you go Succession or Awakening, will be either Succession or Awakening, depending on which one you chose. So for me, I chose Succession, so I have additional Succession skills. From the skill add-on menu, you can get an overview of all the skills you've selected. If you're completely new, you will not have anything here, but once you start to populate these, it'll show you all the different skills you've selected. These can be changed whenever you want for one memory fragment. So don't feel like locking these in is going to lock you into a build and you're completely screwed if you ever decide you want to switch or find out you don't like the add-on you picked. It's just going to cost you one memory fragment to reset it. But anyway, what you do is you're going to go ahead and click on any available slot. So go ahead and click on this level 60 slot because I left it open for this video. The next thing you need to do is select your skill. What you're going to want to do is pick skills that you use very frequently, or a skill that provides a buff that is too good to pass up. So for this video, I'm going to add blind/1 as a skill because I use this in my main rotation quite frequently. Then you need to select two effects to apply to this skill. So there are a whole bunch of effects you can select from. You're probably going to get a little starstruck from these. The biggest advice I could offer to you when trying to pick these is to think about what your kit needs absolutely the most. So I'm only going to speak from the Musa perspective because I played it a decent amount of time here. From your skills and skill hit rates and all of that, your critical rate on the Musa comes out to about 65% chance of getting a critical hit. Add in your weapon, which will give you up to an additional 20% more if you max out the critical bar. That puts you to 85%. So I'm still 15% critical rate short of getting a critical hit every single time on all of my skills. So that means it's a no-brainer that I can click this critical rate plus 20% and give me a guaranteed crit after I have applied this buff, which happens whenever I use the skill. So that's a pretty easy choice for me. Now my second skill selection is going to be a little bit more difficult for me, and I'll point it out in a second why it is so much more difficult, but just for the purposes of this video to make it go a little bit quicker, I'm going to pick all evasion plus 4%. Go ahead and click skill add-on, and it will complete the add-on. So, why did I pick evasion when there were things that were other bonuses there that looked like they would be a lot better? That is because buffs from these skills do not stack with each other. So what do I mean by that? We just added blind/critical hit rate plus 20% for 9 seconds, right? We just did that. If you look at my other skill add-ons I have here, I have Prime Fiery Angel that also has critical hit rate plus 30% for 9 seconds, and I have Dragon Bite which has critical hit rate plus 20% for 9 seconds. All three of those buffs will not stack with each other, so if I did Blind Slash into Fire Angel into Dragon Bite, I wouldn't have a 70% crit rate, I would have a 30% crit rate. Whichever is the highest of whatever you use is what will go. The same thing applies here. Dragon Bite is plus 20 AP, Fiery Angel is plus 30 attack power for 8 seconds. Same duration, but different attack powers, so the Fiery Angel attack power will take precedence over the Dragon Bite attack power bonus. So when you're selecting these skills, think about skills that are used in your rotation and don't duplicate the same effect. The reason that I have these both selected is because these are two different openers I can choose in PvE to gap close to give me some protection and to start different combos off. It just gives me a little more variety in PvE. It is not an optimal build. Don't follow this perfectly. But anyway, think long and hard about the type of things you wish your kit had. So for me, there were two big things that I wished the Musa had additional. Health recovery, as well as the increased critical rate to guarantee my critical hits on all of my skills. So, how did I get health recovery? This skill right here, Divider 1, that is a spammable skill. I can just hold down E on the keyboard. It heals me for 10 HP per hit. So this is a spammable heal. I can just hold down one button and come back to full health in a couple of seconds. So this solved my entire HP potion issue. I have no need for HP potions at all anymore. And then like we already mentioned, I've figured out how to get my critical hit rate in 3 different spots because that is overkill. Other buffs that you could consider are MP, WP, SP recovery, basically your mana bar below your HP bar. You could get bonus recovery to that. So this works really well on Rising Storm for the Musa because it drains a ton, but if you hit a lot of enemies, it basically recharges it for the entirety of its cost. So great little recovery skill right there to allow me to grind faster and longer. Attack speed buffs are always useful. Attack speed, casting speed doesn't really matter. It will help you to attack faster, faster clears in PvE, a little bit better performance in PvP. There are 2 types of attack power. There is attack against monsters, and there is PvP attack. PvP attack applies in PvP scenarios. Attack against monsters applies to any mob in the game. Anything. So whether you're fighting human mobs or you're fighting wolves or anything, you get that attack power bonus. So very important to know that if you're a PvE player, you're definitely going to want to pick your highest attack against monsters across all your skills. Which brings me to another point that I want to make. Before you start picking any of these, click on each of your skills and see what options you have to select from so you can try and create the best possible build. But you also have things in PvP targeted like burn damages, bleed damages, whatever you want to call those. You have evasion percentages you can increase. You can lower your opponent's energy bar. You can reduce their movement speed. You can reduce their attack speed. You can give some skills very small chances to CC just for casting them if they didn't originally have a CC on it. There are so many different combinations that you can do, it would be impossible to show you them all for every single class in a single video. So like I've said like 70 times in this video already, go through your main rotation, just fight something for a few seconds, figure out what skills you like to spam. Then come on over to the skill add-on guy, take a look at the skills that you spam a lot, and look through and see what buffs you can give yourself on those skills to see if they're important and or would be helpful. Then go through and look at other skills that you normally don't use and see what types of buffs they have. Biggest example of this that I found on my own personal playthrough was this Prime Fiery Angel. I did not know that this gave me an AP buff of 30 for 8 seconds. That is a huge buff in PvE. I believe it is the biggest one you can actually get on a single skill. This skill's cooldown is only 5 seconds, so it's 100% uptime on a 30 AP buff in PvE content, which is insane. But anyway guys, go ahead, explore the system, use it to boost your skills. It really is a great system, and I hope you take advantage of it after watching this video. If you did like the video, make sure to leave a like, check out some of the other videos on the channel, and make sure you're subscribed so you stay updated when new content comes out. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you at the next stream, video, or wherever I happen to see you. Peace.